Hello, everyone. Welcome. Joyce Edison here, and I'm so excited that you're joining me this year. This is such an important topic because as I work with clients, I'm finding that many of them are either falling off, not being able to reach their goals, getting in trouble, saying yes to things, and not quite finishing the projects they start. And many times it goes back to their goals. So, this show today, welcome to What's Happening at Work show as we look at well being strategies to maximize our life success. So, one of the things we're talking about today is embracing your purpose for enhanced wellness and well being in 2024. And many of us know that we want to. Why do we have a job? We have a job because we want to have a better life. So, wherever you're joining us this morning, I want to welcome you to this live show. We were talking about what can we do in 2024 that makes our life more purposeful. And when you have a purpose, it's going to affect your career, it's going to affect your leadership strategies, it's going to affect your relationships, it's going to affect every aspect of your life. So, having a purpose is not something to take easy and to say, oh, well, really, that purpose thing. It's very important to how you execute your life and how you find success. At the end of the day, when you look back on your life, and I often say to clients, just imagine you're 99 years old and you're looking back on your life. What are you going to say was amazing, fabulous, stood out? What are you going to say were the things that really helped you? So, wherever you are signing in from, welcome. And let's get talking to about purpose. So, in your life, who do you know? Like, if you were to look at, let's say, the people you know and the people you look up to, your heroes, how many of them have a purpose? And how many of them that you admire because when you see them, they're on purpose, they're doing the things that they're supposed to do, they are very much contented in their lives and they're doing meaningful things. So that's really important when you think about who do I want to emulate in my life? Who are who are those people who are doing the things that I look at them and I say, oh, I wish I was doing that. I wish I could do that. Or, oh, hey, let me learn this. Maybe I can do that. So these are some things I want us to think about today on this show. So wherever you're joining us live, LinkedIn here, live on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, say hi and leave us a comment. I hear from a lot of you, oh, I saw your show. Oh, I heard, I was watching. So, whether you're watching live or the replay, leave a comment because that's how I know you're watching. And also, let me know what other topics you want me to talk on because as we do this show, it's for you, bringing you information and tools and tips that will help us to live the best possible life and coming from the well-being curriculum. So again, Joyce Edison here from interpersonalwellness.com, and we provide the world's first well-being curriculum, and everything we do are strategies and tools and how to improve well-being in your life. So, welcome, and let's get started today. So, first segment we want to focus on is understanding your purpose. And I started off by looking at, what is the purpose in your life and the force of the driving force of purpose, because we talk about it covering your career, right? Driving your career. Um, it gives you some direction on what you're going to do, gives you meaning. If you've ever heard people talk about meaning and purpose, that's what it's about. It's not just about setting goals, because you can set a whole bunch of goals and many people do set goals that they never attain. And so we come back as a coach and we're looking at what is the disconnect between the goal you set, the actions you take, and the results you're having. And sometimes you find the disconnect happen when there is no overarching purpose or vision in that person's life that's driving them to do. They're just doing this maybe because it feels good, or it's something that maybe we should do that. But does it really align to your life's meaning and purpose? And we see that a lot in the workplace where it shows up. We're just here because it gives us a paycheck, right? And so you may be asking, it's 2024, we're still in January, right? This is like what? The second week of January? Can I find my purpose? Can I be more purposeful in my career, in my work, in my life? What can I do differently? So these are the questions I want you to be asking yourself as we work through to get you to that place to find your purpose. So first thing we're going to do is ask, what are my purpose? What are the things that are meaningful to me? What are the things that I want to do in my life? And when your purpose truly resonates with your inner self, you find that you're making better choices and you're having better results and you're able to start and finish things and actually reach that place of excellence, because that's what we all want to attain. So understanding that, what are the things that drive me? What are the things that are meaningful in my life? So look at your life. What are some of the activities or goals that makes you feel the most fulfilled? And what are they? Share them here in the chat with us, because too often we don't do the things that are really meaningful. We do the things we have to do, even if they don't bring us joy. And it's not to say we're going to stop doing the things we have to do. Not everything in life is going to be joyful and happy, and I think the word happiness can be overrated and overly used, that we just think everything in life has to be happy. We have to do some things that are important, some things that move the needle. We have to be able to say, I do this because it's important, because it makes a difference. It makes a difference in my life. It makes a difference in my community. It makes a difference in the way work happens. It makes a difference in my workplace. And as a leader, it makes a difference with my team. So being able to say that, being able to do that is a big part of that sense of purpose, when we have that meaning and purpose that we want to bring to our life. And again, often we don't give it the full benefit that it needs, not recognizing how important purpose is for what we do, but it is a significant part of what we do on an everyday basis and allows us to get on with life. So let's ask ourselves the benefits of having a purpose, because you know, what's in it for me, right? Why should I do this, Joyce? Why is it important? And one of the things I talk about when I'm teaching, when I'm teaching a webinar, a workshop, or I'm coaching, is that helping you to understand that the benefits are key to what we're doing. So having a strong sense of purpose it can really help to improve your mental clarity. It helps you to make better decisions. So if you're struggling with fogginess, maybe not being clear, go back. That may be a sign that you need to have more purpose in your life. If you're making decisions that are not good, like the decisions you're making are not adding value to your life, they're not adding value to others, or you're making decisions that get you in trouble. All right, where you're being called or you're being questioned on your decision making, and you're being asked, is that a good decision? Then it's important for you to start asking yourself, am I on purpose? Am I being? There is an emotional benefit too, right? It provides a sense of emotional stability, and purpose also helps to build your resilience, because if things get tough, your purpose, right? Having confidence, this is what I believe in, this is what I want to do, this is why I'm here, and this is why I'm doing this. It helps you to be resilient, to overcome obstacles, to be able to stay the course no matter what. When you look at the athletes, you look at, sometimes I was looking at the news the other day, and I'm talking about an athlete who had serious accidents, and as of course going to the Olympics, right? 4 years to the Olympics, the drive to get over and to heal and to move forward to get to that place so she can be back at the Olympics. So that's resilience, right? To be able to bounce back to get. So that's what happens when you have a clear purpose and you know, this is what I want to do. Then you can move back, right? Because life is like that. We're going to have ups and downs. We're going to have things happen in our life. It's not going to be perfect. But if you have purpose, you can move ahead, right? So people with purpose also tend to have better health, actually, in the research, and that was something that was new and something that I found, and I think I thought to share with you. If you have purpose, it helps you to have better health outcomes, because guess what, you're going to make better decisions about what you do with your body, what you eat, what you drink, uh, how much sleep you get, the environment that you're in, all of those things, the kinds of relationships that you foster and encourage in your life, all of those are meaningful and will happen if you have good a good purpose, a strong purpose in your life. Then you're going to find that, hey, I can, this really works and I'm able to do this, and it makes a huge difference in my life. And so, question for you, have you noticed a difference in your mental physical health when you focus on a goal? So, a goal that really matters to you? If you notice that, then that means that you were on purpose, right? You were on purpose. And those are the signs to look for in yourself. If you're saying, well, how do I know I'm on purpose, Joyce? I hear all these things about, finding your purpose. How do I know? Look at how you feel when you're attaining a goal that's really important, right? You're a parent and you want to ensure your children get to the best school, or they have the best education, or they're well behaved. Maybe that's one of your purpose. What are you doing? Just look at the things that you, how the passion, the drive, the focus that you go through at it. In your job, you're focused, you have a purpose, you want to get this project done. And you may notice, and sometimes clients said, Joyce, I was so focused and I was so on task for this particular project, and I can't seem to get the same energy for this other one. And I mean, our energy level will ebb and flow, but then you ask yourself, what's the purpose alignment? And many people struggle because their corporate purpose is different from their personal purpose. And we do a coaching program around aligning your corporate and personal purpose because that's so important. It helps to prevent burnout and overwhelm. Yes. Mhm. Many people get burnt out and overwhelmed at work because there's a disconnect between their personal purpose and their corporate purpose. So getting that connected and getting you back on in sync is very, very important. So if you're in HR and you're looking at employees who are struggling to fulfill, or you're working with managers who are trying to get employees to reach their goals, meet deadlines, increase performance. These are some ways you can sort of sense and gauge what's happening. Are they purpose not in alignment with the corporate purpose? And this is when you would look at helping them to find those kinds of things. So, helping your managers and your leaders to build a sense of common purpose among their team will help to overcome with low performance and increase high performance. Let's talk a little bit about finding your purpose in 2024. So, if you're joining here, my name is Joyce Edison, and this is What's Happening at Work. We're looking at how purpose, the power of our purpose, all the secret powers that purpose have in our lives to help us to meet our goals, to work well, live well, play well, have meaningful life, and get to that place of well-being and enjoy our career. It's interesting because we spend more than a third of our life at work. And so many people tell me, Joyce, I am so unhappy at work. I hate my job. And I'm like, that's a lot of life that you're hating. That cannot be good for your well-being. So let's look at how we can realign our purposes in 2024 so they can connect with work. So you can have more positive vibrations happening at work, more syncing, right? So when you look at finding your purpose in 2024, you need to ask yourself, what are you passionate about? So look at your work, and you may say, well, I get to do this. My job is, you may have a task at job. It may be leading people. It may be managing. It may be supervision. But that is just, especially those of you who are mid-level leaders, who are mid-level leaders or supervisors, you have your task. In your task, maybe you have your own job, which is to provide reports, to give feedback, to look at all those pieces that you have to do, but also you have to supervise. And you may be struggling. And many times when I work with leaders in that sphere, like, Joyce, I have my own work to do. I can't give that much time to supervision or management, and people have to do their work so I can do my work. And sometimes that causes burnout. It causes frustration. It causes resentment. And it's important to step back and say, okay, what am I? How do I sync those? How do I get to a place where I'm enjoying both? So don't necessarily focus on the problems, because when you focus on the problems that your team is having, the problems that your employees are having, you're finding that that's draining, that's causing burnout. So stop doing that. Start focusing on helping the people to be their best, right? What are they passionate about? And try to connect passion with your, look at the skills that you enjoy using. So you may like writing, or you may like reading, or you may be task oriented. You like to get things done, or you may be a strategic thinker. What is your strength? I'm an avid reader. I love creating content. I love writing. I love speaking and teaching. Those are the pieces of my job that's where my genius shines. That's what I love to do. But I also run a business. So I have to pay taxes. I have to do reporting. I have to do bookkeeping. I have to pay bills. I have to make sure my bookkeeping, that I have to make sure my staff is supervised, knows what to do, is on task, given the proper direction, and sometimes rerouting them, saying, hey, let's focus on this. So all of these are things that I have to do. And I could choose to become quite overwhelmed, say, oh, or I can choose to say, okay, let me embrace those and let me align my skills and my passion so that works. I love people. So if you like people and you have a love for people, then focus on the people aspects of the job and not the problems. As a leader and you're supervising a team, you should be focusing on the people aspect of the job. How do I get my team to work closer together? Well, look at those overarching projects that they can do together and get them to work together. Because often what leaders say to me is that, Joyce, everybody is coming to me for the answer, and you need to redirect them to each other, body them, work together, is then you're able to stay on purpose. If your purpose is better team building, if your purpose is more collaboration, then you need to stick with it, right? And let it happen. So, one of the things to think about is, what is one goal you set for yourself this year that aligns with your purpose? Go back and look at your purpose. What are the things you do? And if you don't know your purpose and your passion, then definitely start looking, doing the, finding your passion. We teach a webinar on that, finding your passion and your purpose, aligning. Because one of the things to remember, and I think I've said it before, that purpose allows you to align with your vision, but it also allows you to have more confidence in what you're doing, right? Who doesn't want to have more confidence? Being more confident gives you that sense of feeling, and it also gives you more influence, right? So people are able to be motivated by you. When people say to you, I'm motivated by what you're doing, it means, hey, they're noticing that I'm on task. They're noticing that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And so look in your life for those opportunities to stay on purpose and bring that in, because there is magic to it. There is power to it. If you're looking at your life and you're saying these things aren't done, and I need to get things done, then you need to do something. So ask yourself this year, what's one thing you can do this week to get closer to your purpose? And if you're in HR, you're in management, you're in leadership, or you're an employee, right? And you want to get more passionate about work, you want to get more connected with work, you want to feel that when you go to work and you go to your office, whether you're working remotely or you have to go into the office, that you look forward to it. It's something you're looking forward to. It's something that you love, something that you enjoy, and something that you want to do more of. So getting up in the morning and finding yourself distracted, unhappy, not wanting to go to work, not wanting to show up, not performing at a high level, those are signs that you're not aligned with your purpose. And if you're working with your HR team, or if you're in HR and you're working supporting, a business leader or employees that are struggling with that, this is a true sign that that person is not on purpose. They're not aligning their personal and professional purpose. The tasks that they're doing can now lead to burnout. So this is how we prevent burnout. We want to, the more we can enjoy what we do, the more we can be on purpose, the more we can align with what we're doing, the less burnout we will have. This is key, because I keep getting these calls about, oh, people are burnt out, employees are overwhelmed. That's because they're not aligned with what they're doing, right? So, what you need to ask yourself, how does having a purpose change the way you approach your daily work challenges? So, you're at work and you have a task to do, and someone comes because they need something, and that's how work works, right? We reach out, whether the person reach out on Teams, or they message you online or in a chat group, or you're in the office and they physically come and knock on your door, or you're in a cubicle and they come over to talk to you. It's all about the same thing. Someone needs your help, and now you're going to provide that help and support. That's part of being at work. Now, if you're not a people person, like some of you said to me, Joyce, I'm not a people person. I'd rather just do my work and not have those interruptions. I'd rather if nobody bugs me while I'm doing my work. Well, part of being a collaborative team member, part of being on a team is supporting each other, understanding each other's needs, and being there for each other. Your employees tell me how important it is to know that they have team members who are there for them if they have a challenge and if they're struggling with something. So it's important to be able to be agile. If you have a purpose, you're able to get back on task and be agile and be able to support your team members and still get your work done. There is no excuse that, oh, I was helping Jim so I couldn't get my task done. That doesn't that doesn't work. There are ways to do both, and we should be doing both. You're helping Jim, and you're also on task. You're also getting your work done, because that's part of the process. That's how we work together. That's how we do the things we need to do so we can be successful. But when we don't have a purpose, we become wishy-washy, and it's easy for me to get distracted from what I'm doing. And because I'm helping Jim, and I was like, oh gosh, that feels so good. It's a nice way to forget about work, right? So when that's happening, it says I'm not aligned with what I'm doing. I'm not feeling a sense of purpose. I'm disconnected from my work. And so I need to reconnect my purpose to my work. And sometimes you need to go outside yourself to find your purpose and to say, why is this job important? What am I doing? How is it making a difference? How am I impacting the world? How is my business making a difference in the world? And one of the things we know now is that employees can go on and Google and learn about their business. So it's important to have those conversations as a leader. Why are we doing what we're doing? And part of an HR strategy when you're working with employees and business leaders and managers is to get them to align with their purpose. Get them to reconnect with the purpose of the organization and how they can bring their energy to that. So we can have that syncing of energies so we can have greater purpose alignment. And that is key to workplace well being because otherwise people leave work and they're drained, they're burnt out because they gave everything to work and it took them so much energy just to get the work done, just to stay on task and stay focused. That leads to burnout because we're using so much of our energy. Just imagine you have a car and you fuel up your car and you have that tank of gas and it's supposed to last you for 2 weeks back and forth to work, but now you have an extra long journey that you have to do. You need to go several extra miles to go do something after work or before work for the next 2 weeks. That tank of gas is not going to last 2 weeks. It's going to last less because you're now expending more gasoline. You're now expending more energy to go to work and to get that thing done. So it's not just about us showing up and doing our work. And this is where well being comes in. And it's critical when we look at how do we reduce burnout? It's getting that focus back aligned to why is this company existing? What do we do? How do we change the world? How are we making the world a better place? And how am my energy aligning with that? And when I work with corporations, and I just share an example of how I do it, not all the companies are in my company or organizations I work with are in the same industry. They're in different industries. So when I come, I bring my energy to that organization, and my job is to lend them my energy to move further to where they are going and to do what they need to do faster and better and to have more engaging strategies that will help them to be successful. So those are some of the things to think about when you're working with your team, whether you're supporting as an HR, whether you are the leader of the team or of the organization, or you're the manager supervisor, trying to get people to do their tasks because managers are always task oriented. What is the task we need to do? How do we get it done? How do we get it done on time? Right? And leaders are leading the way. So let's lead the way to it. If you're a leader that have several managers working with you, then you need to be even more clear on your purpose because you're now passing that down. And you can't tell your supervisors and managers, do what I say, but not what I do. They're looking at you. Are you on purpose? Are you showing up with energy? Are you wiped out at the end of the day? Right. So now you can measure. Right. You can see who is wiped out at the end of the day. Means that they're not on purpose, they're not aligned, and it takes so much energy just to stay focused because we're not on purpose. That's the biggest downfall and the biggest cause of burnout is we have to or we're it takes us a lot longer to work because we're not when you're on purpose, you get things done a lot faster. You get things done so much faster. You are able to move ahead, get things done faster. You save more energy, you conserve your energy, and you're also more successful. So something to think about when you are looking at why does this whole purpose thing matter? It is there's some amazing powerful benefits. And when we look at the research and you look at what's happening and why are people burning out more at work, it's because they are disconnected from their work and they have to takes so much mental, emotional energy just to stay focused to get the task done, they're drained by the end of the day. So getting that focus, getting that passion realigned, getting reconnected to your work is a key aspect to your well-being and helping you to move and to stay well and to maintain better well-being. So here's just a quick summary of what we talked about today is to really go and look at your purpose. And first, we talk about understanding your purpose, how important it is to your resilience, your reducing burnout, all of those pieces. And the question I asked you was, what activities or goals make you feel most fulfilled, and why? When you do that, so that's an exercise you can do on your own, just to help you to sort of find your purpose. And feel free to share them in when you're looking at this recording too, so I can answer and respond. If you're looking at this live feed, go ahead and share your chat in the chat. But if you're looking at this as a replay, feel free to add your comments because we'll be looking forward to it. And then in the next segment, we looked at the well-being benefits of having a purpose, and we talk about the resilience, right? The physical energy. We talk about the emotion, the clarity, and the decision making, and how important that was. And then in the next little piece, we looked at finding your purpose in 2024 and asking yourself what you're passionate about, what are you enjoying, what makes you happy, and setting goals that align with those, and how to bring them into your workplace. And that's the big part, right? Is looking at who is on purpose. So when you go to work, look at your colleagues and you can actually start assessing now who is on purpose and who isn't, and find someone to body with and say, you know what, I want to be more on purpose in 2024. I want to be able to leave work with lots of energy, not wiped out and burnt out at the end of the day. And so for that, I'm going to use purpose to help me to stay focused. So that's one trick for you. And if you know of anyone that is on purpose, emulate them. Watch what they're doing and ask them, how did you know your purpose? How did you know? And learn from them, because this is, we're all learning and sharing and growing. And this will give you, and if you're in HR or you're a manager, leader, supervisor, and you're seeing that disconnect in performance, delivery, outcome, errors, you're starting to recognize, okay, there is a sink here in terms of meaning and purpose. And how can we combat that by now creating that energy and reconnection back to the business outcome, what we do, why we exist as a business, and how your energy connects with ours so we can have a more powerful outcome and stay on task, because the whole goal here is to have healthy, happy workplaces where people want to show up to work. And if they don't feel that what they're doing is of benefit to anyone, then likely they won't want to come to work and they won't show up, and or they'll be absent, absenteeism, presenteeism, where they're showing up but not doing anything. All those things are signs of disconnection of purpose, and there are things you can do to change that in your workplace. Joyce Citizen here. This is what's happening at work. And if you are, definitely let's talk about that. So here is someone. Oh, Bashi says, how can the discovery and alignment with personal and professional purpose contribute to not only improving mental, emotional, and physical health, but also enhance one's confidence and influence in the workplace? It definitely, you absolutely go back and take a look at the show and see how I've laid out clearly how each of those areas are benefited with purpose. So look at the replay and the quick summary, and it'll give you. And thanks for your comment, because it's so important that, because when we look at the burnout rate and the mental health, mental illness and mental disease, the more we're burnt out, the more stress on our mental health, and the easier it is for us to end up with mental illnesses, depression, anxiety, diseases. So, because life is coming at us so quickly in the digital age, we have to have a purpose or we get distracted. We lose focus and we can't get back to what it is we need to do in a meaningful way. So thanks for being here. This show is usually a half hour, just wrapping up. And thanks for your comments. And let's continue to dialogue on this very important topic so we can stay focused in 2024 and reduce the burnout because that's a critical part of why we're here.